What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so we're moving on to the last and final Black Order uniform, or at least of the ones that are released, because of course we still do have Ebony Maw, but I'll be going over him a little bit later when it gets closer to his release. So let's check out Black Dwarf here. So here we have Cull Obsidian with his Dark Obsidian armor. Again, looking pretty badass. So let's see what this uniform does for him. So it's going to change pretty much everything. We have his tier 2 passive, we have his 4-star passive, and we have his leadership. I didn't look at the leadership yet. I keep forgetting to do that before I start up these videos. But when we go ahead and bring him into World Boss, we'll check out his leadership there. So we have a 20% increase to HP. That's nice. Reflects 100% of physical damage received up to 150% of his max attack, and decrease all damage received by 30%. So it's going to be really, really strong in PvP. So he's going to be a very strong physical damage counter, or yeah, physical attack counter, which we already have Luke Cage. So not sure if Black Dwarf is going to take over for Luke Cage, or if they're going to be similar, or just have different uses, because as we can see here, which Corvus changed typing as well, Black Dwarf does again. He changes to combat type, so that's interesting. So we have the universal, and combat type. Again, I didn't check. You know what? Let me check real quick if... no, Proxima and Supergiant were still universal. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything there and I wasn't going crazy. Alright, so yeah, just Corvus and Black Dwarf here are changing typing, so he is now combat type. Which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of would have preferred, I think, Black Dwarf to stay as a universal. Anyway, his tier 2 passive here is now going to be one below 90% HP. Get his 7% max HP recovery for 5 seconds, or on cooldown in 5 seconds. So he's just going to get a 7% kind of blip of health, and then when 5 seconds have passed, he'll get another 7% of his max health back, or at least that's what I'm assuming, unless it's going to be healing 7% of his max HP over that 5 seconds, so you're going to get like 1 point something percent health every second. Either way, we'll be able to see that once we get in game. We have skill damage by 35%, bonus damage by 25%. His 4-star passive is going to now apply to all Black Order. That's interesting. Decreased damage received from Reflect by 60%, and it's for physical Reflect. And then they're going to gain stun immunity and also guard break immunity. So that's pretty nice. So it'd be a pretty good support for the Black Order. And seeing as how Proxima kind of needs guard break immunity, the Black Dwarf here could be really valuable for her. But the thing is, then I'd have to get Black Dwarf here awakened if I wanted to be able to get that guard break immunity over in World Boss Legend. So that's a little annoying. So I'm gonna have to play around with Proxima a little bit more. I haven't tier 3'd her yet at the time of recording this, but I am going to probably tomorrow, and then maybe have a video up on her in a couple days or something like that. But either way, we do have this here, which is really nice. The first skill, we have 2-second stun. Second skill, we have ignore targeting here, so we can hit people out of their iframe. Okay, that's not bad. I believe this skill is a pretty short animation though, so I'm not sure how effective this will be in killing someone once you get them out of their iframe. The third skill is kind of a skill actually that we haven't really seen before. It says move while using the V-pad while holding the skill button. So it's like a channeling skill where you're holding it and then you can move around. We haven't really had channeling skills that last indefinitely where we can move. The ones that last indefinitely tend to just be standing and rooted in place. So this is kind of a new thing, which is pretty cool. I'm curious to see how well it'll do, if it'll do a lot of damage or what. But we also have some other stuff on the skill here. We have increase all attack, all defense by 35%, 8% all speed, and then 35% crit rate. So a nice buff there. It lasts for 9 seconds, which is good because this is actually on a pretty long cooldown, a 19-second cooldown, which is the longest that we've seen out of the Black Order so far. Or so far, I think, period, because I don't remember what Ebony's were. I only looked at him briefly, so I haven't even looked at him much, but I don't know if his skill skill cooldowns were longer. Alright, so the fourth skill, we have some all defense down here. Again, we're sticking with the minus 50%, so same as Supergiant and Corvus, but it is minus 25% per hit, so just need 2 hits and boom, you got your all defense down going. 50% chance to penetrate super armor, barrier, shield, all damage, immune, so no invincibility is going to be pierced from Black Dwarf, so maybe that might hurt his value in PvP because he can't pierce invincibility. Yeah, so that's a little annoying. All right, so we have a 25% heal here. So he's got a lot of healing going on. He's got healing on his tier 2 passive. He's got healing on the 4th skill, and that's a pretty big heal, 25% max HP. And then we have 35% all attack for 7 seconds, 16-second cooldown, so that's not bad. 5th skill, we have stun, bind, paralysis, ignores immunity. We have ignore dodge. That's very nice. 40%. 100% chance to be immune to all damage for 7 seconds. We have accumulation of damage dealt, right? Accumulation. Yeah, of damage dealt. Okay, so 1.1%. So it's at 110%. Attack buff with the accumulation, so that's pretty nice as well. One thing with this skill is if you wanted to actually cancel this skill and try to just go into the 3rd skill, which I don't know which one's going to be more damaging, the 5th skill or the 3rd skill, but you actually have to wait for some of these effects to happen. I know this isn't like a charge skill where you hold down to charge up the effects, but you still kind of get these buffs here staggered during the skill animation. So if you just tap it and instant cancel, you get the accumulation, and then if you wait a little bit longer in the skill animation, you get the ignore dodge, and then if you wait longer than that, you get the I was gonna say you get an attack buff, but I don't see an attack buff on here because there's the accumulation, but I thought I saw an all attack buff. Well, let's just hop into the skill preview and see if we can figure out what it was. But I thought I saw an all attack buff. Maybe that was from something else. All right, so first skill, we have an iframe, just as a few kind of bashes there with his hammer, or his axe, excuse me. And then the second skill, this is the one that knocks him out of the iframe or ignores targeting. And it just doesn't seem like it's going to do enough damage to really be like a one-shot potential, or I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be that strong in PvP. So the main thing that he has going for him, I think, for PvP is the reflect. I mean, of course, having a skill that can ignore iframe is valuable, but it just doesn't look like it's going to do enough to make him a strong PvP candidate in terms of just like one-shotting or doing a ton of damage. He's going to have to rely mainly on that reflect. The third skill, so if we just tap the skill, this is what it looks like. And then this is the one where you can hold down. So if I just hold down, I can just fly around the screen here with my whirlwind attack. Whirlwind for all my barbarian players out there. Woo, there we go. Then you can just keep going and going with this. And then if I want to just release the joystick there, I can just sit in place and spin around. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Like I said, this is the first of its kind, so let's go ahead and drop that. And now the 4th skill, he summons in Ebony Maw, and then he jumps up, he goes into an iframe, jumps up and does like a slam down. But Ebony Maw is the person that's applying the all defense down here, so you can actually just cancel this skill and get the all defense down. So if I just like instant cancel, you can see as soon as Ebony Maw blasts them, we have the all defense down indicator here. So yeah, you can just cancel that skill and not worry about it. And then the 5th skill, so let's look at the top here and see what we got. So as you can see, we get, oh, it looks like those came in pretty quickly that time. Oh, let me, oh, I think it might have been because I'm on the 5-second cooldown maybe. Yeah, what was this? All defense. Okay, because when I saw that pop up, I thought that was what was delayed in the skill. So if we just do that, so we get the, oh, we do get everything. Somehow I managed to only get the accumulation when I canceled it one time when I was in the skill preview. Don't know how I did that then. But we're definitely missing out on the ignore dodge if you look carefully. So the ignore dodge, we have to wait. There it is. As soon as he does the what's it called, the kind of roar, or does like that blast of energy right there. So right there is when you get the ignore dodge. And the skill animation looks like it should hit pretty hard, but I was just wondering if we could do something like 4, get Ebony, cancel 5, and then and then hold 3 for your damage proc, if that's going to do more damage than just doing 4 and then go into 5 like this and get some damage there. So those are probably the 2 that I'm thinking of right now, because we can't really put anything else. We can't really combine anything else because we don't have any residual effects. So yeah, it's just going to be depending on if 3 is going to do more damage than 5. So if it doesn't, then we're probably actually just going to want to cancel 3 because we get some stuff from 3, don't we? So let's just do 4, 3, and then into 5. Yeah, then we got all the buffs going on up there. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and get this uniform and then try him out a little bit. Again, I don't have Black Dwarf really built very well, so we're not going to see a big showing from him, but we can at least try him out. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I think all we have is, do we even have a damage proc on him? Oh, I do. Okay. So we have recovery cold damage 140. So not the greatest. He just has a regular obelisk. So we'll see how damage proc friendly he is. Not much going on there. Oh yeah, we should probably level up. Oh, I didn't even level up any skills with Corvus when I did the Corvus video. I think I might have had some of them leveled up, to be fair, but I didn't have any of those leveled up. So he might have been missing out on some damage that I could have been getting, because I might not have had that all defense down fully leveled up. Let's go ahead and grab that just to make sure we have none of that stuff, and he's missing only 2% skill cooldown. Alright, so that's not going to be horrible, but let me see about Corvus. What was his skills looking like? Okay, I did have them leveled up, so we weren't missing out on anything. So yeah, let's go ahead and try out Black Dwarf really quick and just see what he looks like with this current build with just the 140 proc. Again, he's only at level 60, but let's just see what we can do with him. Alright, so here we are at Proxima, stage 50, just like I tend to do with all of the characters that I'm testing out. So this will be the same team actually that I used with Corvus, so we can get maybe a direct comparison here, but again, Corvus didn't have a damage proc. So now let's see what his leadership is, because I haven't seen this yet. So, activation rate, 50% one hit, 100% chance to become... This is the same thing, isn't it? Why does it say it changed his leadership? Did it just change the time? So 10 seconds, 15-second cooldown, so it's only 5 seconds of downtime. Yeah, actually, that does seem a lot better. We used to have like 20 seconds of downtime or something ridiculous, or like 15 seconds, didn't we? So this is only 5 seconds of downtime. So that could be actually really nice if you're struggling to survive on a stage where the boss is doing physical damage. You know, that could be useful, situationally useful. So I'm not too disappointed at that. So let's go ahead and just load up the fight here. And yeah, let's see what Cull can do. Hopefully he can do pretty decent damage, but I'm thinking he's probably just gonna be like a tank that just absorbs and sponges up the damage. Not really sure what his damage output is gonna be here. Alright, so I think we're just going to do this and then that. Oh, hold on a sec here. That was looking pretty nice. So now let's not get time frozen here. Now let's do, so I want to do it with, so the third skill. So let's do that, and then hold this down. That seemed like it was better damage than just letting the 5th skill run out, didn't it? So let's do the 5th skill again. Oh, she ran away. I was going to say, that didn't look like any kind of damage there, but yeah, the damage is looking good. The damage is pretty similar to Corvus's, but Corvus didn't have a damage proc and Cull does have a damage proc, so that's the difference there. But his damage, yeah, it's looking really good. Alright, so we got the purple circles. Let's just dodge those. Let's try... I want to see what kind of damage the 5th skill does again. Because the 3rd skill is looking really impressive there. Okay. So now let's do the 3rd skill again, because she has a frenzy buff, doesn't she? Alright, so we're going to do this, this, and this. Oh yeah, the 3rd skill is just doing so much more damage. Alright, so that's what you want to do. You want to do 4, cancel into 5, cancel into 3, but remember to hold 3 down, because you do have to hold it to get that channeling effect. You can't just tap it and let it go. You got to remember to hold the skill down, similar to Thor, where you hold down his 4th skill to get all that damage. So yeah, Cull's actually looking really good too. I'm pretty happy with how all of the Black Order have turned out. I must say, I'm impressed with their damage. I'm impressed with their, well, for the most part, their survivability. Corvus was the only exception there, but I was just probably getting unlucky with getting hit with him. He didn't seem to be able to take a hit, but he's got that invincibility. He's got the revive. He does have a guard hit, so he should have great survivability. I was just, like I said, probably getting a little unlucky with him. So overall, I'm really happy with this update, or with these uniforms and update to the Black Order. Yeah, so I kind of want kind of want to awaken all of them, but right now it looks like it's going to be Supergiant first, just because I really want to play Supergiant, and then it's probably going to be either Corvus or Cull Obsidian here. So let me know which one you want to see. Would you prefer that I awaken Cull next, or Corvus after Supergiant, that is, because Supergiant is definitely first for me. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, another really good looking uniform in my opinion. So if you like Cull Obsidian, I definitely would recommend this uniform. Let me know if you're having any success with this uniform, what obelisk you have on him, if you've awakened him, if his awakening skill does some crazy damage, or if you notice that he is more of a kind of tank unit, or if he's more of a DPS kind of character. So yeah, let me know about that in the comments below. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.